Hello and welcome to a very special Real World with Tri-County ROP. Actually, a very special series of 3 shows. During this series, we are going to follow individual students, Star OP students, throughout their school year, visiting them periodically throughout the school year. Our coverage will include Maxwell High School, Marysville High School, Lyndhurst High School, Sutter High School, River Valley High School, and here at Wheatland, where we're going to start by meeting Bridget McLaren. So tell us about the star student that you have recommended to Randy Page for us to focus on here from Wheatland.
Okay, well, Bridget McLaren, you see her in the background, and she's quite an accomplished welder, and she has always been very self-motivated. You can see by her work, she's very meticulous. She's cares about what she's doing, and she really wants it to turn out good.
Now, you've been doing this for quite some time. Where would you rate her amongst the best students that you've had come through here?
She's in the top 5 probably of any of my students I've had as far as talent and attitude and that kind of thing.
All right, well, as soon as it's safe, let's go over and meet Bridget. Okay, this is the Bridget McLaren show. How are you, Bridget?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing very well. Bridget set me up here. She said you gotta have a welding helmet, and it's showing us your scars and the whole deal.
Yeah, it gets intense, but it's all about safety. If you're not here with like the right protection or the right this, you can get burned and you can get sparks in your eyes. It's not something that's like, maybe I should stop welding just because of a few like scratches and burns.
Didn't scare you away.
No.
Okay, so let's talk about your welding career here at Wheatland High School. You're a senior this year.
Yes.
And this is your 4th year welding. So tell us about your freshman year. What got you interested? Why did you enroll?
When I first got into the program, like it was because of my brother, because he was in it and he'd always talk about all these projects, and I thought, okay, maybe that's an elective that I want to choose. Well, I got in the class and it was a group full of guys. Like there was probably one girl, and it wasn't just like a girly girl, which was like me my freshman year. And so I got into it and I stuck with it.
You were a girly girl your freshman year?
Yeah, I still am. Like I'll come in with my heels like when we dress up for volleyball, and people like look at me like, what are you doing wearing heels and coveralls? And it still turns out, like my freshman year, I was in this class and like I had welds as good as the senior guys that have been doing this like all of their life. And so I think that's another thing that made me stick with welding. But
well, and not to embarrass you, but that's why Mr. McGill recommended you for this show, is because he said you're the best. He's almost the best he's ever seen, or right up there with anybody. So you're obviously talented. You have an interest in it. What now? We're going to follow you throughout the entire school year and watch your project that you're working on this year. I know you're working towards some certifications and that kind of thing. Is this something you're looking at as a career?
I've thought about it quite a bit, actually. Like for a long time, I was thinking about going into like underwater welding, and there's like a lot of dangers that has to deal with like welding underwater with electricity, you know.
Yeah.
And now, like as I've like grown, I'm kind of looking at like a 4-year for anesthesiology, and I know that's going to be a lot of work. But if I can't do that, then I think I'm going to fall back on welding.
And Bridget thinks she wants to teach me how to do some welding.
Teach them how to TIG weld, teach them a few things about MIG and cutting.
Yeah,
hey, we'll get you welding.
We'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward to following your progress throughout the year, and thanks for being part of our show. And we'll come back and visit you in a month or so. What do you say?
Sounds great. All right. Thank you.
Okay, now we're back here at Wheatland High School with our star student Bridget McLaren, the only welder, I think, in the country with pink fingernails. How are you, Bridget?
I'm doing good today.
Okay, so the last time we visited, you really were just starting to get going on your project, and tell us about it.
Well, it's actually a all-terrain trailer, and it actually, like, you can take it off-road, and with the hitch that I'm gonna do, it's gonna be able to like move side to side, up and down. So if your truck's going straight and your trailer kind of has to like lean to the side, it's gonna be perfect. And so you can go camping, you can go hunting, anything in it.
Now, is this your 4th year in Mr. McGill's class?
Yeah, I'm a senior and I started when I was a freshman.
So in thinking back to when you first started, how much more complex, how much more difficult is this project than something you would have taken on your freshman year?
It's a lot harder because you have to work with squaring your project, and that might seem simple to just square up your metal together, but really it's pretty hard. If you have to have everything perfectly square and it can't be like a ½ inch off or it screws up your whole entire project.
Right, sure.
So it's really time consuming and you have to make sure that everything's perfect.
All right, well, always a pleasure to meet with you, and we'll stop by again in a month or so.
All right.
Okay, Bridget, here we are, very near the end of the school year,
Yes.
and I suppose you're scrambling to put the finishing touches on your project, but certainly has advanced a long way since the last time we saw your trailer. Tell us what's left to be done and what you've done since we saw you last.
Since the last time that you guys were here, I've put on my wheels, did my axle, I put all my paneling on and welded that together. But I still have a lot to go. Like, I still have to figure out what I'm going to do with my lid, and I'm thinking about putting a picnic table on the top, except it'd be upside down. And so if you're going camping, you can just like have 2 people to take it off, and then you have like your own picnic table.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it sounds
That's
different,
innovative.
but it works. So yeah, and then I still have to figure out the brake lights and get my fenders to put on, and then like have like a step-up stool, because it's a little bit high like for someone who's like of a shorter stature. So
She's not talking about me, I'm sure.
so I'm gonna have like a step-up stool, and that's about it.
All right. Now, is this something you plan to use yourself? You're going to try to sell it?
I'm gonna try and sell it at the Yuba City Fair over the summer. The fair is August 1st, so I'm gonna sell it as a camping trailer.
And so sort of give us your overview of the school year. How did your year go?
My year went pretty well. I stayed busy in this class. In the beginning, I was more working on certs and finishing a horse feeder, and then like second semester came along and I had like my plans for my trailer, so I started putting that together, and so I'm not yet done. So when the school is over, like the school year, we're gonna have work days over the summer, so we'll have like 2 days where we can just work from like 7 in the morning to like 3 if we have to. And so I'll be able to have everything finished by then.
All right, you'll be spending like a full-time working person.
Yep.
So now, what happens next in your schooling life? Since we've talked to you the last time, at least one very exciting opportunity. Tell us about that.
If I wanted to for volleyball, I can go to Hawaii and go to a 4-year there. And the only thing that I'm like wondering if I should do or not is I can be a redshirt, so I don't lose like a eligibility year.
Mm-hmm.
And so I might consider doing that. And if I don't want to go far away for college, I'll just stay home and I'll go to junior college. So I'm thinking about either going to Butte or Feather River to go play volleyball.
So you're having to decide between let's see, Hawaii or Chico. Tough
Yeah.
decision.
Yeah, very tough.
You may be, if you decide for Butte College, the first ever to make that decision. But that's very exciting to have those opportunities, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
And again, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be an anesthesiologist.
So this stuff right here, fancy, innovative 4-wheeler trailer with a picnic table included and steps for a short guy like me, just a hobby.
Yes.
We've had a really good time this season getting to know you. Thank you very much for being such an integral part of this show. And again, good luck and have a fun summer before work begins again.
Thank you.